over and click my YouTube link. I'll put in the comments too, and I'll pin the comment. And if you're new to my lives, you don't know why I'm doing this, is I'm trying to build up my YouTube following. I've got to build up my YouTube following. And it gets me away from Facebook, which is, oh, I thought I had a cowlick going on. That's my little thing up there. I need to see if I can get this a little higher. So go over to my YouTube. Hey guys. All right, let me get something to put under this. Hang on, give me a second. I'm in my Scentsy room, so stop, you two. Stop it. Don't want to be in bad. Let's see if this is taller. Yes, this is taller. Ha! My handy dandy Scentsy boxes. So if y'all go over to my YouTube, I would appreciate it. I see a couple of y'all on already. I'm in my basement, which is where I've been working all stinking day long. Let's see if this will work. Oh, well, I say that, but oh goodness, I wish it would just go straight. Let me see if I can make it go straight. I say that, but y'all wouldn't believe. I haven't even talked about it. I'm like, Log Home Dad calls me. He says, give me a minute. I'm so sorry. He says, you love me, right? And I just start laughing. Here we go. That's a little better. Although I can't. I'll turn the dang thing around. I'm so discombobulated. Sorry, y'all down there on Facebook. Come over to my YouTube. All right, let's try this. Orientation is locked. Rotate device. All right, I'm back. Okay, stop yelling at me. All right. Will that take, no. All right, let's see if that works now. Dang it. And now the doggone thing isn't going away on me. Go away. Does it go away after a minute maybe? All right. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Sorry. Sorry. Y'all head over to my YouTube. I put the link in the comments and in the other. All right, come on now. I can't do this without, y'all just look at my pretty flowers. I can't do this without messing up, and I don't know what the heck is going on. All right, so let's go this way, and let's go this way. There it went. All right, it came off. There we go. I'm back. Now let me get my tray back here. Hold it up. So, if you've not been down here with me before, this is my Scentsy room. That's where I've been working all day. So you'll get to, and the camera's over here, which is weird. All right, so I'm gonna be looking weird. So y'all come on over on Facebook to my YouTube, and then, because I'm gonna shut it off in just a second. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. How you doing? Dogs are being crazy on me today. All right, I'm gonna shut off YouTube. Y'all come on over, please. I don't really see. Do I see any comments? Can y'all chat? Yep. Oh, there's Sandy. All right. Come on over to YouTube, please. I'd appreciate it. And then we'll chat there. And so I'm trying to switch over to Ellie. No, ma'am. She is chewing on my rug. No, ma'am. Look at her. She needs a haircut so bad. There's Ellie. There's Ellie. She's so good. All right, y'all. I'm going to shut it off. Come on over to YouTube. Bye, y'all. Thank you. Hey, y'all. Okay, watch Daisy knock off my iPad. So, I'm on my iPad. I was on my computer up at my desk. Daisy, you can't do that. Mommy's back's hurting. You're too strong. Get down. No, ma'am. Stay. I was over on my desk. Is that? It is leaning. My sign's leaning. I was on my desk when I've been doing my lives because it's so much easier on that desk, not only to respond. Daisy, you gotta get down, baby. Not only to respond, but to, and Ellie, what are you doing under my stool? They are like toddlers. anyway, it's on my desk because I can sit up there and I can type, and you can do it on the studio, which makes a lot more options and stuff. But someone made a smart, and I've done it a few times now, and I know it's not the best camera. I know I've got one ordered, but I did it because it's easy for me to do that. And so I woke up this morning to a comment, and someone said, "This is horrible picture quality over on YouTube. You need to stick to Facebook." And she did once, but not twice. Or not once, but twice. And so I commented, I said, "Thank you very much for letting me know, not one time, but twice." And I did twice in capital letters. And then she comments back and says, "See, I told you." And she has a screenshot of my YouTube from my computer. And I just blocked her because I'm like, I'm not even going to do this. And, you know, there's a nice way to tell someone. And I've seen that. I know it's pixelated. I know it's not the greatest, but it's not horrible either. And if I'm looking at the screen the wrong way, it's because the camera's over here and it won't let me rotate the screen. And then YouTube is better at this way than this way. So it's so weird. And that's another thing with the computer. You can look at it and you're fine. Anyway, I do have a camera coming. And I've already got like a microphone and stuff. So, what I wanted to write to her was, would you like me to put my Venmo link and you can help me out on getting a new computer? Would that help? Because, like, come on now. And I don't get paid yet. I'm not monetized. I've got 400 hours and I need 4,000 hours, you guys. I need 10 times that much. So that's why I have to go live and I got to post videos, because it builds up my hours so where I can get monetized. Because Facebook, you're not monetized. Instagram, stop it. I did get my first paid promotion on Instagram though. Clear Club messaged me, and I'd already ordered from them a mouth guard, and I'm a teeth grinder, and I already messaged me a mouth guard. Now, if you stay just like that, you're fine, but don't start pushing. And they messaged me for a paid promotion, so I put a reel up on here and on TikTok and on Instagram, and they had me do another mouth guard thing, and I got a mouth guard. So that was my first paid promotion, Clear Club. It was pretty funny. But so anyway, I am working my tushy off today. I've got a new, can you see that table right there? It's not new. So this is so fun. So this is, if you are one of my cabin creators or you order Scentsy from me or anything, this is my Scentsy area. Although these are my, like, I've got chairs here, and then in front of me I can see my TV, and I've got a bookcase with like DVDs, and then I have a little bar. Maybe we'll do a tour one day when we get it all finished cleaning up. I've got like a high top chairs with 2 chairs, and then over here is all my Scentsy wax when my people come to shop, and then they come on bingo night and stuff. That's all and that's all stuff left over. Oops, sorry. That's all stuff left over from, we're cleaning up from the hurricane. I'll tell you what we did down here. And then these are flowers Loghorn Dad got me. He got these for me before the hurricane. We had a dinner party, and it was the morning after the day I think I cracked my rib. So, man, I was in so much pain, and I cooked for all of us, appetizer, salad, and entree, and then dessert. I had cute little special seasonal drinks I made, and it was just super sweet. But Loghorn Dad's like, I can't believe she did all that with the cracked rib. So, for the hurricane, you see my shelves back here. I've got 2 shelves up we cleared completely, and we put them in these collapsible crates, everything in these collapsible crates. And then we have our regular tables, which are like the Lifetime, LifeMade, or whatever they are, tables that pop up and you fold them in half. I am so sorry. Goodness gracious, I just drank some sparkling water. And you fold them in half, and they, you know, you can store them or whatever. That's what I use when I do my cabin crates. I have 2 out, and I work on my cabin crates on both of them. But so Loghorn Dad brought and set up 4 down here, I think, maybe. And then we took I have an entertainment center with the TV on it. I've got a little coffee bar, and then I've got, what else was it he set up? The coffee bar, entertainment center, and we put, I have like a credenza that has like all of my awards and special warmers I've earned and stuff. And we put them on risers. I bought these risers. They're super cool. They go either 5 inches, or if you put these on it, it's 8 inches tall. So it lifts it up off the ground. So we didn't have to worry about it unless, you know, we started flooding like a ton. So last time when we had Irma, we flooded down here, and we flooded. I bet that room smells. Oh, so I'll tell you what I got in it right now. I'll tell you that too. What did I do with it? Last time when we had Irma, we flooded right away, and like Irma hadn't even been here very long at all. But we found out that so behind us is a farm, and they decided to build a pond. I've told this story. I don't know if everybody's heard it. Oh, I see what's wrong. I got to even it up. They built a pond. They blocked our wetlands and built a pond back there. And when they blocked the wetlands, there was no drainage out of the pond, which it should be draining. Even if they have a pond, it should still be draining. And it literally flooded the wetlands and kept us flooded for 5 days until we figured out what was going on. We knew what was going on. We knew from the beginning, but nobody lives there, and we couldn't get anybody to help us because we couldn't get on the property. There's a gate, says no trespassing, and nobody would go on it. Nobody from the county. Well, our county commissioner finally went on it, and he told one of the county workers, you need to get over there. Finally, someone showed up, and as soon as he raked the bottom of that pond with a little 6-inch drain, because it had leaves on it, you know, I mean, we got a ton of oak leaves and stuff outside, it receded immediately. But in the meantime, we had lost everything. We had to redo this room completely. We had to, I'd love to redo this ceiling because this is the original ceiling. I'd love to put something else up here. But we had drywall, and then behind me where all of my Scentsy warmers are right here, that whole wall was nothing but mirrors, the whole thing. We called a company to come and remove them, and it was going to cost like $2,000 to remove those mirrors. It can be a dangerous job. So Logholm Dad said, we don't got $2,000. So he, I was so worried. He's like, let me get my go at it, but be ready to call 911 if I need it. And he come down and broke them, and he was able to get them off. He popped them, and then they fell. He put, I think he put some moving blankets down and stuff. And then he took something and wedged and popped them, and they popped off because they were like siliconed on or whatever. But they had to come off because we had to get rid of the drywall. So we did a flood cut. Logholm Dad's a water damage remediator. If you didn't know that, that's what he does for a living. So we did a flood cut on it, and then replaced it with concrete board. So instead of drywall, it's concrete board. And then instead of, it had a commercial carpet in here, which we hated anyway. We did a beautiful, I don't know if you can see it. We did a tile. Sorry, y'all. We did a beautiful tile that looks like wood. So if it were to flood again, it should not hurt the walls or the floor or anything like that. We should be fine. We should be able to dry it and not have any issues. The baseboards would have to come off. We did some like 4-inch tall baseboards. Sorry, I gotta get that back on there now. We did some baseboards, and it also flooded, of course, our garage. And then we have a bathroom in the garage, a really nice bathroom over in the corner, and it flooded that. And then we took on water for months after that because the wetlands had to go down. I mean, it was like the wetlands were completely flooded. It was a mess. And so it probably took about 6 months before we stopped taking on water. And this time we didn't take on one bit of water. Nothing. And of course, if you don't have flood insurance, the insurance company will not cover it. I talked to a lady today that didn't have flood insurance, and I told her we can't help her, you know, because we're so busy. She wants an estimate, and then she asked if we worked with FEMA, and I'm like, that's not how FEMA works either. You know, there's a maximum you can get, and that's it, and that's how it works. And bless her heart, I gave her a lot of suggestions and stuff, though. And so FEMA came out. We don't live in a floodplain, and at the time when we bought the house, I know now that you can buy flood insurance, but then you couldn't buy it unless you lived in a flood area. I don't know why. Why don't they sell it to you? My thought was there's a wetland behind us. What if the wetland blocks up? And that's exactly what happened to us. So we removed everything. I couldn't remove my bookshelves. I've got a ton of, I mean, come on. DVDs came available. I don't even know when, but we've been collecting DVDs for years. So I've got a bookshelf full of DVDs, and I have drawers that had them in, and I just took it out of the drawers because I was like, well, you know, if it floods, I'll come down here and I'll get them. The only thing that would hurt is the covers are in. But ended up nothing happened. So we did all that work, took everything out, and now I'm putting it all back. But it's nice because I can organize as I'm going. And that's what I'm doing. I'm organizing everything. And I've already got over here, that table there is all of my Christmas stuff because we do a big event at the cabin in November. We do a vendors event. We'll have, last year we had 17 vendors. I think we're on track for having about that many again this year. And people come and shop, and it's just so fun. And so I know I'm going to need my Christmas warmers. So I've already got all them out and ready to go. And so I'll just have to do all that at the last minute. We'll start decorating for Christmas. I have let's see, this is October. Oh my gosh. I have a flower coloring party here on the 19th. As soon as the flower coloring party is over, Log Home Dad will start bringing, she loves me, until Log Home Dad comes home. Log Home Dad will start bringing all of my Christmas stuff up, and we will start decorating for Christmas. And there is nothing in this house that is not sprinkled with Log Home Mom's Christmas. So everything. And down here, upstairs, we have I want to say a 18 foot tree. It's a big tree. It's a big tree. It's huge. It might be 16 feet. I don't know. It's something. It's a really big tree. And that's in our living room. And then we have trees all around the house. And then, of course, everything is just sprinkled with Christmas all around the house. I literally, Log Home Dad brings up all the totes. My entire side porch, if you've ever seen my side porch, it is just full of Christmas. It has containers, and I use plastic containers. I learned a long time ago, many years ago, from doing all the water damage we've done. People won't use plastic containers when they put things up. They'll use boxes and stuff. Well, if you have a flood or you have a varmint or something get into it, it's ruined. We did a water damage one time in historic Orlando, which is downtown Orlando, where actually Log Home Dad grew up in. It wasn't historic then. It was just, downtown Orlando. It's historic Orlando now, because they transform all these houses. Well, we get called out in the middle of the night to do a flood. And what had happened was the pipe broke upstairs on the first floor, I think. And it was a beautiful house, and it had a basement like we have. And the basement had pipes. So when the pipe broke, the pipes ran in the ceiling. There was boxes and boxes and shelves in a recording studio. It was one of the Backstreet Brothers houses. And it was his childhood home he grew up in. And he kept everything in cardboard boxes. And it was ruined, all of it. It was because what they did was they categorized it and put it in the cardboard boxes and put it on the shelves, and they would use it for charity events and, auctions and things like that. And it was concert memorabilia. And his dad, I think, was on the cover of Time one time for something. And it was, plaques and just everything ruined. It was so sad. And their insurance, of course, does not cover all of that historic and valuable memorabilia. So it was pretty sad to watch. We went and brought our trailer over and put shelves in the trailer, and they took everything. We left it there for a while for them. They took everything out and put it in the trailer, and would slowly bring it in and see what they could salvage and stuff. And it took me forever to get paid, though, because I had to go through their manager, and I was just like, oh my gosh, just give me my money. It was a long time. It was probably 4 or 5 months. And I was like, look, y'all had our trailer over there. We ain't even charging you. You need to give me my money. But that was kind of cool. But it was so sad seeing that. It was really sad. And that was another lesson. Like, that's why we use tubs, so I know they can get kind of expensive. The most economical place I found them is Walmart. So I use tubs, and then I take, I'm so extra, y'all. Log Home Dad will tell you, Ellie, go lay down. Log Home Dad will tell you I'm extra. But he loves it. So I have tubs, and then I print out, leave my pine cones alone. I print out a full sheet, but half and half, so half it of paper. And I put like, one of them is, I forget what I put it, but it's like, Christmas makes me feel emotional. And then fall is my favorite and stuff like that. So I got them on the tub. So Log Home Dad knows, he keeps them organized down there, but you know, they all kind of run together sometimes because one bay in our whole shop is nothing but holiday decorations. And so I have on the tubs, I laminate them and then tape them on the tubs so he knows which ones are Christmas, which ones are fall. So we don't have any issues at all. And so it's rare that Log Home Dad does not bring me up every tub. And you know what's so funny is I'm taking everything out, right? And Log Home Dad's like, I think I got everything. And I'm like, I'm missing those bells with the green ribbons. You're going to have to find those. It's so, I mean, I can open the tubs up and know what I'm missing. And I'm just like, I'm just extra like that. But I do. I know I've been collecting for a long time. And some of the, and we're real good too about if we have, like I have these beautiful flower arrangements on each side of the fireplace. I've had those things for 20 years and they look amazing still. And I've made adjustments over the years. Like I put lights in the bottom of them. I put like this beautiful ribbon in them. They're color coded. Well, I started doing that, but it's expensive to find bigger ones that are in the colors you need. So I did start doing that. But some of my tubs are literally like 6 feet long. I mean, they're huge. So I did start doing that. But I've got this beautiful ribbon on my little arrangements out there, but we've kept them in the original boxes. And then Log Home Dad with our water damage restoration, when he runs ducting for running an air scrubber in a unit, like if he's doing mold or something, we have this big ducting and it's really heavy duty. It's very thick plastic. I don't know what mill it is, but it's a really thick plastic. So it's perfect enough though to go up over those, and I take a zip tie and zip them because you know I don't want to, if a mouse or we've had raccoons get in our dang shop. I don't want anything getting those dang our little arrangements and stuff. So I do try to keep that, and I'm real careful about the way I pack it. I try to level out the weight on it because I know Log Home Dad's got to put them up on shelves. So it's amazing. I love it. We've just got an amazing system going on. So it works out really good. Even our trees are in now. All of our trees are in the original boxes. I did buy a like a zipper container to also put them in, like the zipper carrying thing. So we set those down in the boxes, but they're all in the original boxes too, because it would be super hard to try to store those bags. And I did take a tree bag. So it's like, 6 foot long or whatever. It's one of the bags that you put your tree in. It zips on the top and it has handles. Perfect for all my wreaths. I stand them up in there. So I stand all my wreaths up, and then I use my Scentsy scent packs. They're like a fabric, and they've got these amazing smelling beads, and we have some that smell like ice pine and very snowy spruce. And I put them in with my bags of my trees, and it's absolutely perfect. It keeps them smelling good. I'll show you what my scent packs are. So these are amazing to put in there. Okay, Missy, get back. These are great to put in there. This one smells so good still. This is sweet pea. We used to have a scent called sweet pea. We don't have it anymore. But these I just stick in the bags with the trees. And like I said, I've got ice pine or very snowy spruce with them. And I stick them in there and they just smell amazing when I open up everything. And then I take our cleaner. So we have a counter clean, and we have them in different, like we're going to have a Christmas one coming out soon. We've got a cider mill right now, which is like a cinnamon one that came out for fall. This one's lemon verbena. That's what I've been cleaning with today. And I clean the boxes out inside really good before Log Home Dad takes the empty boxes back down. I clean them out really good just in case, anything got down in there, and then they smell good and all that good stuff. So I use the counter clean for that. That stuff is amazing. I used this today for the table. So this table, that table right there, I've had one of the folding tables there the entire, since I started doing cabin crates. And I used to not have this room, y'all. This was our daughter's rooms. Each of them had this room. And so this was not, so most of my Scentsy was stored out in the garage. Of course, I didn't have this much, but I do a lot of events and stuff like that. But this table, I've always had the folding table there, and I've wanted a farmhouse table. Now this isn't quite as big as I'd hoped. It's probably about 5-6 feet long. I'd hope to have one a little bit bigger, but it'll work. And so Lockham Dad was doing a water damage, and Lee's like, I'm going to get rid of this table. You want to set it out for me or something? And he's like, well, can I take it? And she's like, yeah, it's a craft table. And it's pretty beat up on top, although I've already cleaned it up a heck of a lot. It had paint and tape and glue and all that stuff on it. So I took my counter clean and I sprayed it all over it and let it sit for a hot minute because it makes everything, it's a great degreaser. If you drop makeup on the carpet, it is, oh my gosh, amazing to clean up makeup. So I put that on there, and then I took my little razor knife because it had glue globs and tape, and I got it all right off. So now I'm going to leave it like this for now until after Christmas. And then after Christmas, I'll refinish it. So I'm going to refinish it the way I did our farmhouse table that Log Home Dad made me out on the porch. And that was the next thing, is he was going to make me a table. We couldn't. But there's nothing physically wrong with it. Nothing at all. And so I'm kind of excited about it. It's missing a drawer. And there's a little drawer that was in the front. And it's missing the drawer. But I'll have Log Home Dad put me a piece of plywood in there, and I'll make it like a shelf or something. I'll set my tape dispenser and my stapler and stuff under there that I don't use all the time. So that'll work out perfect. But he brought that home and had it in the garage. He told me about it, and he had it in the shop, but he brought it up here for the hurricane and put stuff up on it. He put it on some of those risers in the garage, and then we put stuff up on it. So it was we're sneaky like that. So that was a freebie. Now I just got to use my labor to fix it up. Miss Sandy, what is this? Thank you very much, ma'am. Miss Sandy sent this to me for my birthday. I just thought about that as I took a drink and you happen to be on. Goodness, I love flamingos. I love, of course, anything cabin, plaid, and I love buffalo plaid, black and white, and then red and white. My chairs are super cute. They're buffalo plaid. What are y'all doing? Now stop. They're in here making a mess on me. Y'all stop it. Anything buffalo plaid, flamingos. What else do I like? I like mermaids. Anything oceany. Ellie's like, no, y'all broke the leg on that. You little stinkers. Anything oceany. My whole house is basically buffalo plaid, and now my guest room is sea. So like, Scentsy had this beautiful, I don't even have any more of those left. They were beautiful. I bought a few extra because I knew everybody would love them. We had these beautiful sandcastle warmers, and they literally have a texture of sand. Can you say hello? They're beautiful. I love them. So I have that in my guest bedroom, and in there I also have all of my like shells. Daisy, I don't need a wet daisy. Get down. I have shells. I have all kinds of pretty stuff in there. All right, look. You ate, you drank, and you went outside. What else do you want? You want your Dada. Where's Dada? Did you see those ears? Where's Dada? Go get Dada. Go get him. Go get him. Go get Dada. Ellie knew. Ellie took off running. We call him Dada. So when Ellie can hear him coming down the driveway. Oh, now she's going to the back door. He either comes in the front door or he comes in the garage door. They're looking. They think he's here. All right. So Sandy said, I bet it smells good. Hey, Linda. Sandy said, I bet it smells good down there. Oh gosh, girl, it does. It does. She is so sweet, Julie. So that I have right now, and this is one of my older ones, because, okay, so when Scentsy has a scent I really love, I stock up on it, or I put it, now we started about 3 or 4 years ago, you can do a Scentsy Club. So if we have a wax right now, and let's say it goes away next week, and you put it in your club right now, Scentsy will make it for you the rest of your life. And so now I have like a Scentsy Club with probably about 12 scents in there. So if we come back with Bring Back My Bar or anything special, you put it in your club. Well, they didn't have club when I started stocking up on this. And this one is Autumn Road Trip. Let's see. Camera's over here. Autumn Road Trip. It just smells like autumn. And I have it in Scentsy Clean too, because last year, that's my last bottle. Last year for our fall special, instead of like this year, we have cider mill in our clean products. Last year we had autumn road trip. And so I had a bottle underneath my cabinet from last year. And so I'm using it before, and I love cider mill too. But anyway, I have autumn road trip down here. That is what is smelling good in my, down here. I told y'all when I do my, my favorite, when I'm upstairs at my computer, I'm down here working, I always put in my favorite scent because I think, or, you know, a nice scent, whatever to go with the seasons or whatever, but it has to be something I love. And there's not much I don't love, to be honest with you, because even if you smell it and like before it's melted and you're like, and then you put it in, it's like, oh, that's different. It's got a little bit of a different smell to it sometimes. Oh my gosh, she's too much. And, so I always make sure it's something I love though. And it just makes me work better, feel better, or whatever it is. So when I come down here doing my cabin crates, I have 2 warmers in here. And so the first day when I come in, I'll change out the wax in one of the warmers. And then the next day when I come in, I'll change out the wax in the other warmer. So then I've got fresh and it gets me through the days of working on my crates, which takes me about 3 to 4 days, depending upon what I'm doing. She likes me to kiss her nose. I don't know what that's all about. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I wish I would have gotten this on video because I took a video earlier. Oh goodness. Let's see if y'all can see this. So I took this video earlier of Lucy. Lucy is my little 4-pound Chihuahua, but she rules the roost, right? Come on, get down. And Daisy is so big. Lucy barks at her. They almost play a game though. Lucy barks at her to kind of leave her alone, and Daisy then antagonizes her, and she just aggravates her and keeps going to her. So this one I took earlier. Hang on. So Lucy's in her bed, and Daisy had already been bothering her. Let me see if I can get it on here. Daisy had already been bothering her. So I wish I would have gotten the first video. And Daisy wasn't coming after her. Her and Ellie were playing. Then Lucy comes back like, huh, what was that? So then a few minutes later, I hear them in there, and Lucy goes after her. I am not kidding you, you guys. She got on her cheek and was hanging from it. And it wasn't hurting Daisy because Daisy wasn't making any noise, but Lucy was hanging. And I'm like, all right, that's enough. And it was just like, oh my goodness. But it was pretty funny. I'm like little Lucy doing all that. The only time I've ever seen her do that is, dogs are a very good judge of character. I had a lady come over to tell me goodbye one time. It's my son-in-law's mom. And she come to tell me goodbye. And I was sitting in my recliner. I was so tired. I worked hard all day. It was Thanksgiving. And she tapped me on the shoulder. And Lucy was here. And Lucy went nuts. And I was just like, oh my God, Lucy's never done that before. So dogs are a good judge of character sometimes. I love these little scent packs. But did y'all see that? Was that fun? Oh yeah, that was funny. They go like that, and they'll do that in bed. So we've gotten to where we don't let Daisy in bed anymore because she jumps on me and leaves bruises all over me. I guess my side of the bed is easier for her to jump up on, so she always lands on me. And it's when I'm sleeping, y'all. I mean, like in the middle of the night, 2 a.m, she jumps and she's solid. Daisy is solid. She doesn't even realize how solid she is. Ellie's more, Ellie gallops. Ellie, just leaps. Daisy is just like right there. And so she leaves bruises on me, but with my rib being like this, Log Home Dad wouldn't let her back up on the bed. So she's not been on the bed now for over a week. And she's doing really good. She's staying down in her kennel. But before that, she would get up there, and Lucy always sleeps with us. So Lucy's in between me and Log Home Dad. She usually starts out with me and ends up with him, and she kind of cuddles in the crook of his back. And so then Daisy will come up, and Daisy will get in her face. Well, it makes Lucy mad. Like it's just a back and forth, back and forth. Doodles are dandy. You would know Miss Julie has the cutest. Her doodle is white. Yes, she did. Her doodle is white, and his name is Teddy. And he is a fluffy, oh, he's so cute. And he's so sweet. Doodles are amazing. They're really great dogs. Ellie's a good doggie. Thank God her and Daisy have each other, because you hear them? This is all the time. All the time. They are just playing all the time. And, you know, the older you get, we don't have that energy anymore. They go out and they run and they play and they have the best time together. And then Ellie needs a haircut. It's been over a month since I give her a haircut. And I got to get on like old clothes. And then I got to get my vacuum out and I sit in my bathroom. So you go in my bedroom, then my bathroom is like 2 vanities. And my bathroom now is bigger than my bathroom at my other house was. Bathroom at the other house, it was just this little box. It was a sink, immediately the toilet, and right across from the shower. You might have had 1.5 feet in between the sink and the shower. But now I've got a double vanity, and then in there is my closet, which is, it's nice size. And I took that one because I can hang dresses in it. Log Dad's is nice size, but it takes up a wall and there's no area to like hang dresses. You know, plus women get changed and we like to look in the mirror and stuff. And then you go from there into another room, which is the toilet. But then I've got a big dry sink and then the shower. And the shower is a double-headed shower. And the first night we moved in, Lachlan Dad worked. And he come home and he turned on both faucets in the shower, and he's like, okay, this is life. Because he had both of them jetting him, because he works hard. That poor man works hard. I don't give them new toys, because if I do, they tear him up in 2 seconds. He works so hard. So our bathroom. So anyway, I go in the bathroom. I go in the where the sinks are, and I shut the door because it's got pocket doors. So it's got pocket door going from the sinks to the bedroom, and then from the sinks to the shower. It's got pocket door because the toilet's in there. And so I sit there, shut the door, and I sit there with the shaver, the razor. And she's so good. She lets me shave her. So I've got to get her done because she's so fluffy. The first time I did her, I shaved off like 4 inches. But I'm like, it's going to be summer. And she looks so cute. So she looks cute when she gets shaved. Right now, she's super fluffy. So she's adorable. And I got to cut a little bit of the hair right here on her little eyes. Doodles get that hair down on their eyes. So nasty. Then I had another story to tell you. I was going to tell you another story after that. I talked about shower. And then I thought of something. Forgot. Dang it. So last night we went out. Poor Log Dad. He's working 14, 16 hours a day. And then he's having to do some stuff on the computer. So it's like, it's been some hard days. Oh, let me tell you what he did today. So it's been I'll tell you last night, and then I'll tell you what he did today. So last night so with Scentsy, we have different regions. And so like the United States, Mexico, and Canada is region 1. And then region 2 is like Ireland, the UK, Netherlands, I forget who else. And then region 3 is like Australia, New Zealand, and stuff like that. So in each region, we have different products. And the main reason, well, first of all, logistics, shipping, everything, because we make all the wax, all the oils, car bars, laundry, cleaning products, all that in Idaho. And then, so getting everything over there, but then the UK has rules that the US doesn't have. So no car bars, we used to have travel tins. We now have travel twists, room sprays, our dryer discs. They don't have any of those. And when the UK people come over, they find me on the Scentsy search, or they ask their friends, who do you get your Scentsy from when you go over, and they refer me. So before the pandemic, I was meeting quite a few Scentsy representatives, and I actually, one of the ladies, she's not a representative, she just found me, and she's in Ireland, and now she's on my team, so she sells for me in Ireland, so my little team is like international. And plus I have a friend, I love her. So she's from Ireland, and she's got like 5 people on her team, and I think one of them's from Australia. So we're global. But I met her. She actually came to the cabin, and I thought she was a consultant. And as I'm talking to her, she was like, I just love Scentsy. I buy it all the time. And I'm like, you buy it all the time? Wait a minute, aren't you a consultant? And she's like, no. And I'm like, why are you not selling Scentsy? And her husband and her mom was with her, and they're both like, why are you not selling Scentsy? So I gave her a bag of stuff, and she goes, no, I don't want to take this. And I said, take it. And then when you get home, if you decide to join, let me know. And she did. She got home and she decided to join. So anyway, I get to meet all these people, and one of them came this week, and it's the first one I've had since the pandemic hit. And she's from the UK. She's so cute, and she ordered a bunch of stuff for her. But then, they don't have body cream either. Like, we have a big thing of body cream, and they don't have that. And so she ordered a bunch of stuff for her, and then she does little mystery boxes like I do. So she ordered some for her customers to do a special United States mystery box. And she's been here all week, and with the hurricane, it's just been crazy. So she was here during the hurricane. So with the hurricane, it's been crazy. So finally, I was like, look, girl, not before last. Log home. Dad didn't get home till like 10:30, and she was at Universal last night. And I said, okay, we can meet you tonight. Where are you going to be? And she was at the Target by them, which is, there's a Mall Millennia, which is like a big hoity-toity mall off of I-4 in Orlando. Everybody goes there and shop. It's got like a Tiffany's, it's got Macy's, Bloomingdale's, all the major things. It's got like 2 Starbucks. It's insane. Goodness gracious. Pottery Barn, all the stuff, you know. And I mean, people come there, have money. So anyway, and there's a Target by there. So she's like, we're going to be at the Target. And that Target has a lot of Disney memorabilia, Universal memorabilia. So I was like, all right, we'll come meet you there. Because then we went to White Castle last night and got some burgers. And so I met her out there, and she got her stuff. She was so dang cute. So that's what we did last night. So then we come home, we passed out, both of us. We got home probably about 10, and both of us just passed out. And so then today, I am doing my thing, and Log Home Dad calls me and says, how much do you love me? And I was quiet, because I'm like, what's this going to lead to? And he said, you're being quiet. And I said, because I know what's coming. What's going on? He goes, well, let's hang up. Let me send you a picture, and then call me back. I was like, all right. So when we were living at our other house, so we're looking at like 20 years ago, it was tiny. Our shop is bigger than our other house. Our shop's like 1,900 square feet. Our other house was like 12 or 1,400. I don't know. It was small. So, and our garage was like a 1-car garage, so it wasn't very big. And we have equipment for the business, and we couldn't really afford to rent a shop. So we went and got a trailer, a 16-foot trailer for him to put his equipment in. And that's what he's had all this time. And if you remember, last year, a dang truck going down one of the toll roads had a dryer fly off the back of it. Didn't stop. Had to have known it flew off. And it hit Log Home Dad's tractor trailer. So we had to have that one side of the truck repaired and everything. So we've had this trailer an awful long time, but it still works fine. So Log Home Dad sends me a picture. Let me show it to you. Since I'm on my iPad now, oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. So he sends me this picture, and then he calls me. I send him the picture, and I was like, what did you do? And then he calls me back. I said, what's going on? So that's his work truck, and then this is the trailer. It's like 16 feet. And that's a door that goes there. The door folds down. It's got a ramp on it. So it's down, right? So he's on a job, and he goes to get them lunch or something. And he forgot the door was down. And it ripped off. So we're going to have that repaired, but he's going to need a new trailer. So he called me, and he goes, I need you to look for trailers for me and see what you can find. And I was like, okay, well, what size? We have a 16-foot now. And I mean, when we put our equipment in it and need to go to jobs, that is not a lot of equipment when you start putting it in there. And he says 20 or 24 feet. Y'all, I am looking at these trailers that are 20 and 24 foot. And I'm like, they're not high off the ground. Those tires aren't very big. You know, they ain't but like these little you can see the tires in here. They're not, oops. These aren't huge tires, and they use the same ones for the great big trailers. And so there's not much clearance between the ground and the trailer. And I'm like, we've got a slant on our driveway. And I said, you got to bottom out on our driveway with a 24-foot trailer. And he's like, I don't think I will on our driveway, but I definitely would on some of the ones I've been in. I'm like, we need to rethink this 24-foot. I'd rather you get 2 trailers that are decent size than a 24-foot trailer. And so now, thank God he's working. We're going to buy a dang trailer. And they ain't cheap either. They're anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Thank God we've got all this work. And it's so funny. Not funny, haha. But when Irma hit us, we really need the work. And then we flood. And we used most of the money to redo this room. And so now we got to buy a stinking trailer. Dang trailer. So we got to do that now. So I literally was on, my shoulders hurt and stuff. Because when you're on like the computer all day working, your eyes hurt, your shoulders hurt and everything. So I've been on the computer and I've looked at thousands of trailers probably. And we don't have trailer distributors here the way they do. Like Georgia has a ton of trailer distributors. So a lot of them you got to go to Georgia to get it. But we do have a few like that carry them. So we'll have to be finding him a trailer within the next few days and get that so he can get going on it. I'm like, you better take care of this trailer. I better not see a scratch on my trailer. On my trailer. It's going to be my trailer. You know how that goes. Goodness gracious. So we've got, today is, what's today? October 4th. So my crate stuff will be here next week. So I'll be working on my crates. Welcome Dad's going to be working hard. Sometimes it's just as hard of work, him doing all the billing. You got to do the billing and there's programs. You got to input all the information. And it's such tedious work. And he hates the computer as much as I do. And so even when he's done with the jobs, he's going to have to be doing billing. And probably a lot of it at night. And I've got my crates, and then our little sweet niece is coming. She might as well be our daughter. She's like a daughter to us. We helped raise her. I mean, she's just freaking amazing. And so she's coming next weekend. Is it next weekend? Yep, next weekend for our little nephew's, or her son's birthday. God, he's cute. He's going to be 4. So we're getting SeaWorld passes, and we'll be at SeaWorld all weekend with him. And they do their trick or treat there, and I mean, you come home with so much candy because the different candy companies sponsors it. Get out of my chair, get out. And so literally when you go up to get candy, the candy's in these huge drums, like I don't know, 100-gallon drums or whatever, the great big drums that are real tall. And so if it's Twizzlers, like Twizzlers sponsors it or whatever. So we end up with the biggest bag of candy. And some of the stuff is full-size candy. Like, it's pretty awesome. And then, of course, they have a kids area and all the shows and everything. So we're going to go to SeaWorld and hang out with him and spend time with her. So that's kind of our month. We don't have, and then we got to start decorating for Christmas because we have our event in like a month and a week. And our event's huge, so I gotta get the whole house ready for the event. Plus, Welcome Dad has some honeydew chores, which I don't know how the heck they're all gonna get done. Oh my gosh, we got so much to do. It's like ridiculous how much we got to do. And we'd hope to get some new chickens, but I don't see that happening because it's just been crazy. I don't even see us getting new chickens anytime soon. And we were hoping to do it because we don't have a camping trip coming up until Thanksgiving. So we leave. Thanksgiving's on the 24th and we leave on the 18th. We're going to the Keys again. I'm so excited. And that's going to be great. So we don't have another camping trip until then, but that's a big one because we're going to be gone for a hot minute. So I think we don't leave until the Monday after Thanksgiving. So it'll be a lot of fun. We're super excited about that. And we're staying right at, we're staying in Key West. So if you've ever been to the Keys, you get to the top of the Keys and literally, like, it's still another 2.5 hours to Key West. I mean, the Keys are a long, long drive down. And we stayed about halfway through last time, and it was still an hour and a half to get to Key West. And so when we would go to Key West, it would be quite the commute and we wouldn't get back till late. But this one, we're staying in the last campground in Key West. So it's right there at the marinas. We're taking our bikes and we have, I'm trying to think of the name of our bikes. I love them. It was our Christmas present to each other one year. Oh my goodness. I can't think of it for a hot minute. They're nice bikes, and they're a bike that is, they make them tall for Log Home Dad because he's 6'4", and that's been his big issue his whole life riding a bike is not having one tall enough, even, you know, bringing that seat up and everything. And so, gosh, I can't think of it. You can buy them too where they're they've got the motor thing on them. Could I just have a few moments, please? Please? You gotta get down, baby. You gotta get down. But we bought the bikes for Christmas for about 4 or 5 years ago, and I love those things. They're smooth. Stop it. No, ma'am. Do not chew on my seat. Did y'all hear that? Started chewing on the little knobs on my seat. That's why you are never left alone. And anyway, we're taking our bikes, so we'll be spending the whole time in the Keys, probably on our bikes. Well, because you literally, the Key West is like, it's big enough for you to ride your bike all around because it's not huge, but everything's right there. So it'll be so. She's so funny. All right, what, baby? No, don't bite. No biting. I swear. So we'll be right there so we can go check on the doggies. We can, we won't have to leave them a long time because if we were traveling, we'd have to leave them. So we won't have to leave them for a long time. We'll be able to, okay. We'll be able to go back and let them, she is trying to climb up in this chair with me. We'll be able to go back and check on them and let them out and everything. And we have to keep them in a kennel because I don't trust them enough. They fixate on something and just chew it up. They're not so bad lately, but I still don't trust them enough right now. I don't even like leaving them out when I go out to the chickens. I do, but I don't like leaving them out. Ellie, no. Ellie, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Ellie, stop. My rug. She's trying to find a fiber and chew on it. She is literally climbing up in the seat with me, you guys. This is not a very big seat. Come on. Come on, Day. Oh my gosh, she's in my lap. We'll be able to let them out and then we can go back and do our thing. So we're planning on going back to Fort DeSoto. That's where we go. St. Petersburg. We're planning on going back to the Dry Tortugas, which we'll be gone all day for that. We did that on Thanksgiving last time. I don't know if we're going to do it. We might do it on Thanksgiving this time because they ain't as many people. They ain't as many people anyway at Thanksgiving. But we're going to go to the Dry Tortugas again, which was amazing. And then last time we were there, we didn't get to do all the extra stuff. We want to go to the lighthouse and we want to go to Ernest Hemingway's house. And there's a little white house down there that Truman stayed in. I told you all about my spam story with the little restaurant there. There's so many cool things like that. And you know what is the coolest about the Keys? You know, we've had all these hurricanes come through and we've had all this done. She's literally sleeping in my arm. Look at this. See her angel wings? She has them on both sides. They're called angel wings. She is ridiculous. Oh, there she goes. The history there is amazing, but we've had all these hurricanes come through, which the Keys have taken a huge hit all the time. But so many structures have stayed and have withstood the hurricanes. They're made out of a white pine, a lot of them, and they have literally just held up beautifully to the weather, the hurricanes. I mean, some of these homes are well over 100 years old, and they're just gorgeous. And so it is just, the history there is impeccable. Between all the presidents that's come and all the celebrities that's come, and like Hemingway, it was his, like, that was his pride and joy. his house. So a cool story is Hemingway's wife. That was the first swimming pool in the Keys. She installed the first swimming pool there, and it's still there. As far as I know, I think it is. I think that's what I heard. We have not been there yet. But there's cute little villages, and of course, all the cute bars and the restaurants, and everything's so historic. Best coffee just about I've ever had. The Cuban Coffee, Clean Coffee. They've got 2 locations in the Keys. It's incredible. The marina is incredible. We hope to do I want to do where you take out the ferry and do like a sunset cruise. They do like little party sunset cruises. They have like little appetizers and drinks and stuff on them. Gosh, there's just so much I hope we get to do this time, because we're going to be there a little over a week. We'll be there 10 days total, I think. We'll leave super early. She is like laying on me. We'll leave super early and get there so we can enjoy all of it. We might leave the night before and stay. We'll park in like a Walmart or something. We might do that. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's fun. It is just, and it depends on his work too, because I book him for carpet cleans, and everybody wants their carpet clean right before Thanksgiving and right before Christmas. And with us leaving for the week of Thanksgiving, he won't be able to do that. So we always let our customers know, hey, if you want it done, you better call us in November before the week of Thanksgiving, because we're taking off. Look at this. Is she ridiculous or what? She is ridiculous. Oh, says even my dog is like, I'm Dad's dog. He loves her so much. He really does. She's a sweetie. She is a good girl. We've been blessed. We've got good doggies. We've been blessed with good doggies. We've only had one bad doggie over the years, and we only took the dog. He was supposed to be a chocolate lab, and he was crazy from the moment we got him. And he was too much. And it was one of our soccer players' parents, but the grandparents were keeping this dog because the parents didn't want it anymore. And sorry, it's my back when she jumps off of me. And we took him, and I think there was something messed up with him. I think he had screw loose. He was awful. You couldn't control him. We tried a bark collar. He would learn to bark through the zap so he could keep barking. And there was just something wrong with him. He was almost not violent, but like super mean, and like kind of scared you a little bit. And then he ended up killing our daughter's cat, and it was like, okay, that's it. And he was probably the worst pet, but we didn't have him very long, and he wasn't technically our pet, but and he ended up not being a chocolate lab. He was half Weimaraner, and the vet said that, you know, that Weimaraner in him mixed with the lab caused him to have a couple of screws loose, and it was kind of sad because he was so pretty. He was such a pretty dog. So that's probably the worst dog we've ever had. But all of our dogs have been like amazing. We had our little Ginger, who was a poodle. You cannot chew on that. She was our first doggie. She was a poodle. She was a apricot poodle, and we got her when she was a baby. A pet store was going out of business. And I don't know if I've told you all this story. So a pet store was going out of business, and everything was like, I don't know, 80% off or something. So we got her for like $100. And this was, of course, 1987, 88. And because we got her a month before our daughter was born. And so we go and pick her up, and she was the cutest. She was a little tiny. She was so cute. We go get her. And we get in the car. I bought a brush and I think a collar for her. And we get in the car. And we get in the car. And they gave us a bag when we were leaving. It's a brown bag. And I get in the car because I wanted to get her little brush out and brush her as I sat there with her in my lap. And I open up the bag, y'all. It was full of money. There was so much money in there. There was so much money in that bag. And we were poor little people. We had that. I think it was birthday money. I think that was my birthday money or something. And we were poor. And we sat there for a minute looking at each other like, oh my God. And so Log Dad gets out of the car and he goes back in and he takes it back in the store, and it was their deposit. They were going to, now, honestly, I don't think it was their deposit. I think maybe the manager was like skimming the money because it was cash. It was all, there was no checks in there. It was all cash. So I think maybe the manager was like skimming the money. So we got our bag. We gave them a bag of cash, and we got our bag with our little brush and collar and went home. So she was our first doggie. We did have a cat before her, and I don't even know how we acquired the cat, because we're not like cat people. Stop, Ellie. No, ma'am. Do not chew on my rug. No, ma'am. Ellie, no. She's got a strand loose. Let me cut it off. So we had a cat. I don't even know how we acquired the cat, but we loved this dang cat. It was the best cat we ever had. And she would get up in the morning and Log Home Dad, Ellie, no ma'am. Log Home Dad would let her out. Look at this. Log Home Dad would let her out. And he let her out one Sunday and went to call her to come back in. She would go outside a half hour or so and come back in. And she got hit by a car. Broke our hearts. Log Home Dad would leave in the morning. He would be like, go lay with mama. And she would come and lay right here every morning. And then when he would come home, she'd be sitting at the window waiting for him. She was the sweetest little cat. And then we got the doggie, and she was 16 when she died. And then we had our yellow lab, which she was like the love of our life. We had a Dalmatian. We had our yellow lab. Amber was amazing. After Amber, we got Emma, which you guys have been around for Emma. And we had Rusty. So we got Rusty. He was a poodle. Now I wanted a little pocket dog. And they said he was a toy poodle. And we went to visit him. He was not a toy poodle, first of all. And they said he was I forget the color, chocolate. He was chocolate when we went to get him. He literally was being kept outside. He was just a little thing. He couldn't have been not even a year, I don't think. So we went to go get him, and he, like I say, he's being kept outside. And here in Florida, the yards are sand, basically. So he was being kept in sand. He was really dark, like a cocoa color. His name was Coco, by the way. So a chocolate color. And my daughter was with me, and she was working for a vet clinic, and she said, Mama, please, I'll find a home for him. Please just get him out of these conditions. And I said, yeah, we'll take him. So we come in. Log Home Dad's laying on the sofa. Didn't tell him we were doing any of this. And he goes, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. So we took him straight upstairs. And I didn't know that the lady had called while we were on the way home and said, Coco needs his papers. They forgot his papers. So I had no idea. So he knew what we were doing. So we ran him upstairs. He was covered in fleas, y'all. He was not chocolate. The flea poop dyed him chocolate. He was apricot. He was a very light. And Rusty was a good boy. There was something he didn't like you messing with his belly. And he would get up. Things were on his terms, which was fine with us. Like he would jump up and love on us all on his terms. He was great traveling. He let you do everything with him traveling. He was a great little traveler. But for whatever reason, when he would get down off of you, he would do little circles and then check his pee-pee and make sure it was still there. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a dog do that before. It was so funny. I know. It was awful. It was awful. So we ended up keeping him. We had Rusty for 10 or 12 years, and he died of congestive heart failure. It was the saddest. So we got diagnosed with it. You know, our animals see the vet at least once a year, if not more. And he got diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and they said, you know, they can live a very long time. But the thing is, when they die, it's a pretty painful death, because basically the lungs fill with water and they die. And so one night, and he had just been diagnosed probably not even 6 months before that, and he was only 10. He was 10. And so one night we got up and he was kind of wheezing a little bit and putting his head up in the air, and Log Home Dad says, doesn't look too good. And I called my daughter, and she goes, well, bring him in the morning. And I said, all right, we'll bring him in the morning. And little guy had a hard time sleeping, but when we woke up in the morning, he had passed away. But he was a sweet boy. He really did. He was a lover. It's just everything was on his terms. You couldn't just pick him up. You couldn't just brush him. You know, it would have to be real slow. But we learned how to deal with it. So I know for a fact he was super abused before we got him. So I mean, that's the only explanation on how he was. But when we traveled with him, he was amazing. He loved to go places. He loved to travel. And then we got Emma before he passed away, and Emma was just like the dream dog. And then we got Lucy. Lucy was the litter. Nobody wanted Lucy. She got brought back a couple of times because she was so tiny, and the other animals didn't like her. And I really didn't want Chihuahua. But I was like, we'll try her out. So I went and got her, and I mean, she was 8 ounces when I brought her home. So she was this tiny. She fit in a little teacup. She was so tiny. And I brought her home, and Lockham Dad looks at me and goes, "What's that?" And I said, "This is Lucy." I said, "So we can say, I love Lucy." And he's like, "I will kill her. I will step on her and squish her, and then you will hate me. I will kill her." I'm like, "Oh my God, no, you won't. Let's just see how it works out." And she is so quick. When he would step, she would move. Like, she is just so, and she literally, it scared me when she was a baby, when she was real tiny like that. She loves to sleep in the crook of his back. I know it's awful warm, but I'm like, he's going to roll over and smother her. But she would move, and she still does. And it's just, oh my gosh, those two at night. It's so funny watching those two sleep. And even if he turns over toward me, which usually his back's away toward me, when he turns over, she gets right up against him. But I know he's super warm. I've been sleeping with a heating pad since I cracked my rib or whatever I've done. And I've got a sleeping pad or a heating pad underneath me. I've got a blanket and then a heating pad, and I lay on it. Well, every time I get up, go to the bathroom or anything, Lucy plops right down on it. She loves it. But she has her heated bed because she's bougie like that. So she loves sleeping on a heating pad or her heated bed, or her heated bed basically has a heating pad in the bottom of it. So you got the cushion, and then in that cushion is the heating pad, and it's a small heating pad inside of it, and then the cord comes out the back and you plug it in. But she loves it. I need to get the big guys a heating pad. They would love it. So we even take it with us when we go camping, if we go somewhere where it's cooler. And so she can have that and sleep in it while we're doing our thing. Now they're both back. So, but that's all of our puppies. So Emma died last year, and the next day we ended up getting Ellie. And Ellie was one of those that we rescued also, really, from her circumstances. I wanted one before Ellie. I wanted a yellow lab, and the lady we got her from, she breeds them, but she only wants, because they don't have paper, she only wants $300 for them. And by the time you pay vet bills and food, and it's well worth $300. And she is our veterinary, our vet tech that goes with her. And so she's been breeding them now for about 9 years. And we were going to get her. I was going to surprise Log Dad because she should have had a litter, and they would have been around her birthday, but Mama didn't take. And so then she's like, "We're going to try again in the fall." And I said, "All right, let us know." And she said they moved, and she's like, "No, we're going to wait." Well, then they come over to check out Ellie when we got Ellie, and she says, "Did you see my new puppies?" And I said, "What do you mean your new puppies?" And she says, "I have one left, and it's a yellow lab female with brown nose." And that's exactly what our other Amber was. And I said, "Oh Lord." And we had just gotten Ellie, and I'm like, "Oh my Lord." And so we ended up getting her. Welcome Dad's like, "Yeah, I want her. And so we went and visited her twice before we went and picked her up. And I mean, Welcome Dad fell in love with her immediately. So he imprinted her. For those of you that have watched the Twilight series, and he just absolutely loves that dog. And she loves him. They are something else together. And they love to travel. We open the door when the camper's hooked up. They know we're leaving. And we open the door of the truck, and they go running and jump right in. Emma used to do the same thing. Lucy knows when we're going too. Emma used to jump right into, and they know we're taking off and going camping. They love it. They love it so much. The only thing I wish I could get them under control, no, no ma'am, no ma'am. I wish I could get them under control is the barking in the truck. So like when we stop at a gas station or we get to the campground or whatever, we can't get them to. So I feel like I need to get them a little muzzle or something for when we first pull in or something. But they're such good doggies and they're so good for each other. And Lucy, besides her with Daisy, those two, sometimes they're playing, but sometimes Lucy's like, I've had enough. And I don't think Daisy knows that Lucy's not playing. So it's sweet, but at the same time, it's like, y'all guys stop it. But anyway, how long we been on here? We've been on here a while. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to go. Like home dad, he said he'd be home between 7 and 8, and it's almost 8. So that might be him because they ran upstairs. So I need to go and figure out what we're going to have for dinner. And he'll probably want to go straight to bed because he poor guy's just so tired when he gets home. It's some hard work. And, you know, Phil, I put a thing on Local Mom today about, there was someone else that has shared about all these workers having to come from other states and stuff to do all this hard labor for Florida for the hurricane. And, you know, we've been for a while now, a couple years now, you hear everybody talking about toxic masculinity and how it's awful. And it's like, look, these men are the ones willing to get out there and work hard. And if you want to toxic masculinity them, go right ahead. But they're working hard, and they are, to me, that's sexy. People don't want to do labor anymore. I think we are so addicted to this that we don't want to do physical labor anymore. And I think it's a dying thing, you know, like that's what. Oh, he must be home. That's why people are like condos and townhouses and stuff. They don't have yards. They don't do gardens. So whenever I see a young person doing all this stuff, it makes me super excited. I follow a lot of accounts on Instagram that they have decided to, they've made money, you know, and then they've decided to take that money. They're still in like their 20s and 30s and they've started a farm or, you know, something. And I love that ambition. It would be real hard for someone like us to do that now, me and Local Dad, because, you know, we're tired. We're old. We're getting tired. And I just love seeing them do hard labor and enjoying it. Because, I mean, Local Dad and I have worked hard our whole lives. And our bodies are paying for it. You know, just we've been that paycheck to paycheck. Especially with us, it's hard because, you know, I get paid once a month with Scentsy, but I still never know from month to month how much I'm going to make. And then Local Dad works, and then many times he'll do a job and we don't get paid for 30, 60, 90, 120 days. We have a lady that owes us since spring right now. She decided to hire a public adjuster, and that means now they're negotiating with the insurance company, and that means our money's tied up and she don't have the money to pay us. So it gets awful hard, you know, when that happens, and we could really use that money. And so we have to sit and wait for the money. But our bills are still due the same time every month. I can't imagine calling my electric company and going, we didn't get paid this month. Can we wait? You know? And so it's just, even when Irma hit us 3 years ago, they made it to where the mortgage company would have to give you some kind of mortgage forgiveness to, you know, get you through if you were affected by the hurricane. And we're having to pay out to fix everything. And I call our mortgage company and I'm like, okay, so I understand there's some kind of little forgiveness program. What can we do? Can we put a payment on the back end? How does it work? And they said, well, our forgiveness program that we've come up with is you can forego your payments for 3 months. But the end of the 3 months, it's all due at one time. And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, are you serious? It's all due at one time. So we did not do that because that is a huge sum of money due at one time. So we just paid our mortgage payment like usual. And, you know, because that doesn't stop even when you're not being paid. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to get off here. Y'all got a little glimpse at what I'm working on. This has been my big project the last few days since Ian hit. I'm not sure. Everybody pronounces it different. I was thinking it was Ian, but I've heard other people say Ian, so I don't know. So this is what I've been doing because how come Dad's not been able to help me. I couldn't take off the credenza, or the entertainment center couldn't take them off at the 8-inch blocks because they were way too heavy. So he did that for me. But I've literally done everything else, and I'm just exhausted too. So when he gets home, we'll probably eat something and we'll head on to bed. But y'all have a good evening. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I gotta get these hours in, so this is the best way for me to do it. But I sure hope y'all have an amazing evening, and I appreciate you being here with me, and thank y'all for being so kind on Log Home Mom, and I appreciate that too. Yes, Miss Julie. Good night to you, darling. Tell Teddy I said good night. Tell Teddy that Daisy and Ellie said good night. That might mean more. Come here, Ellie Belly. Ellie said good night. She gonna get a haircut, so yeah. All right, y'all. Oh gosh. Okay, we all saying good night. All right, y'all have an amazing evening. Bye, y'all.